Jasmine Bleu, whose name has long been reported to have a tangled past with Mendeecees, is at the center of this surprising scandal. Until today, when she came forward with claims that are sweeping the entertainment business, her name had only been mentioned in whispers. Once again, celebrity drama has been ignited, and this time it's more significant than anyone could have predicted. Harris of Mendeecees, a name that has come to represent devotion, love, and second chances, is now dealing with charges that have the potential to ruin everything he has worked so hard to achieve. As Mendeecees and Yandy Smith Harris's love defies the odds and overcomes countless challenges, fans have watched. Yandy, a fiercely independent woman with a lot of strength, has always been proud to support Mendeecees, especially when things were tough. She worked to keep their family together, reared their children with unflinching strength, and supported him during his legal fights. But suddenly everything she stood for and everything she believed in is being called into question. The claims weren't made by a random blog post that implied a relationship with males or by an anonymous source. The internet went bananas when Jasmine's discovery was made public. Some followers quickly defended Yandy, accusing Jasmine of being an attention-seeking opportunist and a clout chaser. Others, though, weren't so eager to reject her assertions. Now why would she lie? Why, after all these years, would she bring this up? According to her, having receipts is the most harmful aspect of Mendeecees. She also detailed intimate details that painted a picture too vivid to ignore, revealing times that only someone who was really involved would know. She usually acts quickly to stop gossip, protect her family, and ensure that her truth is known. But this time, there were no flaming clapbacks, mysterious tweets, or Instagram postings. She, like the rest of the world, found out about Jasmine's accusations via social media, according to people close to her. Imagine looking through your phone, hoping to see the typical news, only to see allegations that cast doubt on them. Perhaps the most telling, though, was that Mendeecees also took a while to answer. Previously, he was usually the first to defend himself against charges to prevent the rumors from getting out of hand. But this time, there was nothing, no explanations, no denial. Mendeecees were under increasing pressure to confront the issue since, in Hollywood, silence frequently speaks louder than words. The internet turned into a battleground as fans sought answers. Gossip sites dissected every word Jasmine had spoken, and why didn't he deny the charges if they were false? What would happen to his relationship with Yandy if they were real? There was a growing strain behind closed doors, according to sources close to the marriage. Known for her steadfast devotion, Yandy was reportedly in full SH mode. Everyone wanted to know if this was simply another attempt to break up a power couple, or if Jasmine was speaking the truth. The involvement of Yandy's friends and family fueled the flames, with some suggesting that there had. Just when everyone believed they had heard everything, the greatest blow of all was delivered. Jasmine asserted that she had evidence, strong, indisputable evidence, that could totally destroy MC and Yandy's relationship. In an enigmatic post, she said, "You all think I'm lying." She adamantly defended herself, claiming that Jasmine was merely distorting the facts to stir up controversy, despite the fact that there had been warning indicators all along that she might have disregarded others. Simply bide your time until the single arrives. Fans went into a frenzy after reading the statement. What was it she had? Images, messages, videos, the suspense was overwhelming, and the longer Mendeecees said nothing, the more people started to believe what Jasmine was saying about Yandy. The situation was weighing hard. It was about her marriage, her family, and her reputation, and it was more than just whispers. She had spent years defending the things she and the male VCs had created, but now she was up against the most difficult fight of all. The Globe waited for Ems to enter and provide whatever evidence she claimed to have as the hours passed. Were we all aware that the days ahead would be crucial? Was this the last time Yandy would stand by me, or would she do so again? The drama was just getting started, and each second that passed without Mendeecees or Yandy responding only fueled the fires. Awaiting any updates, fans were continuously refreshing their feeds, wondering whether Yandy would come forward. If men in Washington, D.C. would refute the charges, and most importantly, what exactly was Jasmine Bleu clinging to? There was more conjecture than ever before regarding her confidence, and it didn't help that Jasmine was relishing the spotlight rather than renouncing it. Instead, she intensified her efforts and continued to provide cryptic clues that kept everyone glued to their screens. The internet was rocked by the message. Jasmine wasn't bluffing. But why was she waiting? Why hadn't she shared her supposed evidence? Since I received receipts, it will be a wrap when I drop them. Generating tension and ensuring that everyone was observing her until she delivered the decisive blow. In any event, time was running out, even if some believed she was giving Yandy and Mendeecees a chance to come clean before she spilled the beans. Unusually for a lady who was well known for having a significant social media presence, Yandy remained mute. But this time, there was nothing behind the scenes. Usually, she would promptly put an end to rumors in order to protect her family and fight back against any narrative that harmed what she had achieved. Mendeecees finally spoke up after that. It was a well-written remark that was shared on his Instagram stories rather than a big clapback or a heated denial. Don't believe everything you hear because people will stop at nothing to get attention. Yandy was attempting to control her emotions while processing everything, feeling like she was in total chaos. She was a mother, an entrepreneur, and a public figure. Her brand and she would be impacted by whatever transpired next. Although this was an accusation that may destroy his marriage, his response came out as contemptuous, almost as though he was brushing the whole thing off as if it were just another gossip tale. Supporters weren't happy and expected an honest answer rather than a jumble of words meant to minimize the issue. Jasmine, however, was incensed and interpreted M's remarks as a clear challenge. "Oh, I'm just looking for attention. Bet I was going to let y'all handle this privately." The internet went bananas when Jasmine shared what she said were text exchanges she exchanged with male venture capitalists. Loveful phrases, intentions to meet, and talks that hinted at a deeper relationship than Mendeecees had ever recognized filled the texts. In just a few minutes, the screenshots went viral, being retweeted and shared hundreds of times. The story was picked up by bloggers, with headlines screaming treachery, and fans analyzed every word that some attempted to claim the text contained. Others drew attention to the language, the timestamps, and the minor elements that gave them an uncanny sense of realism. Yandy had to react, but rather than immediately stating her opinion, she took a surprising step by unfollowing M on Instagram. Unfollowing someone was like shutting the door in their face in the social media age, and this one tiny move sent a strong message to the world that something was badly off. As soon as fans saw #Yandy and follows Guys D's became popular on Twitter in a matter of minutes. Yandy wasn't done yet, but he was quite positive that there was problems in paradise. She posted a mysterious message to her Instagram stories shortly after unfollowing M's, which read, "Loyalty isn't just about words, it's about actions, and actions always reveal the truth." Although Yandy didn't mention Mendeecees specifically, the cryptic message was her way of confirming the rumors without actually saying it was. While Mendeecees stayed mute, fans were very interested in whether this was the end of their relationship because she was calling out M's for violating her trust. The Everett had turned on Yandy, who was clearly distraught after his dismissive remark backfired, and Jasmine continued to assault him. As if things weren't already awful enough, Ye's close buddy, who had been a member of their inner circle for years, made the shocking decision to come out in an interview, claiming that Mendeecees had previously been caught in a disastrous scenario. She claimed that although there had been warning indications for some time, Yandy had decided to disregard them out of love for him and for the benefit of their family. It has always been obvious, yet sometimes love may make you blind. At the moment, I think she's coming to the realization that maybe she has been neglecting some things. The disclosure merely fanned the fires. What would happen to Yandy and Jasmine's marriage if even their closest friends implied that Jasmine's assertions were accurate? The biggest issue remained what Yandy would do next. Would she battle for her marriage like she always had in the past? Or was this the day she finally put herself first? Fans were informed they deserved it. More significantly, what else did? If history had taught us anything, it was that when someone says, "I have more to show," they typically mean it. Jasmine had it while the rest of the world waited for the next move. However, one thing was clear. This was a serious issue with no end in sight, not just another celebrity controversy. With everyone having an opinion and no one holding back, the internet was in chaos. While Team Mendeecees members were desperately trying to defend him, Team Yandy fans were inundating her comments with encouraging remarks, pushing her to keep going and go away so she could focus on herself. Claiming that even if Jasmine may have posted funny messages, the main concern was still what Yandy would do. She only posted that one mysterious remark about loyalty, which had already sparked the internet, and she didn't say anything further for hours. She also didn't conduct any interviews. But behind closed doors, Yandy had to make the hardest choice of her life. According to others close to her, she was distraught by the public humiliation that came along with the apparent betrayal. She had stood by him through his legal battle for years, defending men's decisions. Fights through his imprisonment, every challenge they had encountered together. And now this was about more than just their marriage. It was about her brand, her reputation, and her whole identity. If Yandy remained with Mendeecees after this, would her reputation as a strong, independent woman who didn't tolerate disrespect disintegrate and others start to see her as weak? She couldn't let that happen, and she finally spoke up in an Instagram live video just as people were starting to question whether she would ever address the matter directly. Believe me, I've been waiting just as much as everyone else for me to say something. You don't just react when something like this occurs. Instead, you step back, consider your options, and adjust your course of action. People were clinging to every word as the conversation escalated. I have had to endure a lot in my life, including having my name tarnished, having my loyalty questioned, and having my loyalty called into question. Although it was clear that Yandy would not be broken by this circumstance, was she implying that she was supporting him or that male VCs had deceived her? Then came the moment that completely shocked everyone. I've read the messages and seen what has been written, and I'll just remark that people occasionally act in ways to get attention when they feel ignored or excluded from the discourse. I'm going to stop there. When it came to that boom, Yandy was doing what she did best, carefully choosing her words to keep people wondering. It wasn't a total denial or a confirmation. The internet immediately split into two groups. Some believed she was accusing Jasmine of lying, suggesting that the communications were made up or misrepresented, while others said she was trying to downplay the situation for Mendeecees in order to maintain her reputation. But then she revealed yet another shocking revelation. I want you to be good no matter what. I'm always good, and I will always. Jasmine reacted on her own Instagram minutes after Yandy's live ended, saying, "Now I'm just doing this for attention. Girl, stop playing." She concluded the live, leaving millions of people with more questions than answers. Was she staying with men in Washington, D.C.? Was she planning to leave? Did she think the messages were sincere? Most importantly, was this drama finally over, or was there more to come? In the meantime, the BBC remained silent, not responding to Yandy's live or clapping back at Jasmine's most recent thread, and his entire page was crowded with people demanding answers. Fans flooded the internet once more, refreshing Jasmine's page to see if she would actually follow through on her bold promise that you also want to act like this is all made up. Stay tuned for more videos. If people thought the screenshots were damaging video evidence, it could be the last straw. Even those who were already following Jasmine saw that some of her earlier posts had been taken down, and her page abruptly went private, making it impossible for anyone who wasn't following her to see anything. Had she been threatened? Had she changed her mind? Or was this just another ploy to build tension before she released the alleged video? The internet was in a state of complete chaos, and Jasmine's sudden decision to go private had only made things worse. People were desperately trying to figure out what had happened, whether Yan's team had stepped in with threats of legal action, whether M had finally spoken to her behind the scenes, or whether Jasmine was just playing mind games to build tension before dropping the biggest bombshell yet. Fans were waiting for hours for her page to go public again, but this time, one post on her Instagram story read, "Sometimes the truth is too much for people to handle, but trust the truth always comes out in the end." There were no voice recordings or videos, just those words, and people were incensed. Had she been lying the entire time? Had she been threatening to keep quiet? Or had she been lying from the beginning? A number of her posts were taken down, including the screenshots she had previously shared of the alleged messages. MC broke his silence after Jasmine's cryptic message was finally deciphered. Instead of directly addressing the accusations, he shared a picture of himself on Instagram with the straightforward caption, "Royalty speaks for itself. The truth doesn't need to be defended." The comments went viral right away, with some fans interpreting this as a blatant rejection that MC was standing his ground and refusing to entertain what he perceived to be lies, while others weren't pursued and thought his silence was sufficient. When she posted a photo of herself and Mendeecees smiling together, the internet went crazy. Was Yandy implying that she wasn't going anywhere and that she believed ends was over Jasmine, and that she had decided to stay with her man despite everything? Some fans praised the post, claiming it disproved the accusations, while others didn't believe it, believing Yandy was just controlling the narrative and playing the long game instead of responding emotionally. She shook her head and said, "I see what's going on," but just when it seemed like things were slowing down, a new twist shook things up again. Jasmine went live as soon as she stepped onto the screen, and thousands of people watched in desperate anticipation of what she had to say. Her expression was serious, without makeup or filter, just raw emotion. "I see people saying that I lied and that I made everything up, but let me tell you something. Just because I chose not to post certain things doesn't mean they don't exist." The chat was ablaze, and anybody could believe whatever they wanted to believe. "I know what I know, and karma didn't miss it in the end." She concluded the live stream with no new evidence, no more receipts, just another cryptic message that left everyone even more confused. So where did this leave everything? Despite the fact that Mendeecees had denied nothing, Yandy had decided to back him, or at least give the impression that she had gone back, which made people question whether she had been telling the truth from the start. Still, one thing was certain: whatever the truth was, it was now buried beneath layers of public perception, self-esteem, and media manipulation. This story is far from over. The internet is still buzzing, fans are still divided, and the truth is still up for debate. Will Jasmine finally release the ultimate proof and expose everything once and for all, or will she continue to stand by me? Or is she just putting on a brave front while dealing with this storm behind closed doors? What about Mendeecees? Will he ever come forward and clear the air, or will he let the rumors run wild? One thing is certain though, karma never misses. What do you think? Is Jasmine telling the truth? Or is this just another desperate attempt to stay? And will this be the last straw? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and enable notifications so you don't miss the next shocking update. Drama isn't going away anytime soon, and if this situation teaches us anything, it's that secrets always find a way to surface when you least expect them. I assure you that this story is just getting started, and he won't believe what's coming next.